This is Jonathan Aggie of Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Frank Warren. Frank, the last time I saw you, Hamza Shiraz had knocked out Edgar Berlanga. Yeah. So it's been a while, but yeah, you've got a heavyweight dust up, October 25th, two big punches, someone getting knocked out.
I can't see it going the distance. I mean, they're two big punchers. They're both very confident, and they said themselves in the press conference, as soon as that first bell goes, they're going to get down on it, walk to the centre of the ring, and the best man will win.
I mean, both men taking a risk here. I guess Joseph's taking the bigger risk given his position. How much of a risk do you believe it is? Picking it back up with Frank Warren, yeah, so the risk Joseph Parker's taking it, he could have waited it out, he could have waited for maybe to be elevated, but he said no. What do you make of Joseph's mentality?
That's his choice, and he's a fighting man, and he's said he wants to fight, so we've delivered him a fight. In Fabio wants to jump the queue. He's the WBA interim champion. The line of the mandatories that have got to be made now by Alex, and he only fights twice a year, so he's a bit down that queue. So he's decided he's trying to jump the queue and take the chance.
What was your thoughts when the WBO announced that they've granted him a 90-day extension?
He put a doctor's medical in. I mean, I've seen this happen time and time again, and as I say, it's very simple. You either sit it out, or time flies like this. You just sit it out and get on with it. But Joe's made his mind up in his team that they wanted to fight.
Just a quick one on the pay-per-view situation. Are you involved in those decisions? Is that the broadcaster, just for fans that want to know how it works?
That's how we make the fights. I mean, sometimes the licence fee won't cover what the sponsors want, so we go on their value, which would be determined by how many people buy the pay-per-view.
I understand Denzel Bentley's on the card.
I'm not talking about the undercard at the moment. We're announcing that next week.
Okay, we'll let you announce that. Obviously, Moses, you announced to Box Nation last week that he's going to return on December 13th. Correct. Who's the front runner, would you say?
At the moment, it'll be somebody who's ranked in the top 10.
Okay. Because you said if Filip Hrgović had recovered from his cuts. Do you know the situation with that?
I would love that fight to happen, and we'll see what happens.
I know you said you would have no issue with putting Itauma in with AJ. Obviously, you said they share the same trainer.
But it never happened. They got the same trainer.
If in a scenario where they weren't with the same trainer, and Eddie said if a world title was on the line, that would be an appealing fight. Yeah. How big do you believe an Itauma Joshua fight would be if obviously they weren't trained?
It'd be massive fight.
Adjir Caballel announced that he's having a homecoming in Germany. Is there any update on when and where that will be?
It will be in Germany, and again we'll be announcing it. But it's all agreed, and we're working on the opponent for him, and that'll be hopefully the end of this year.
We had a meeting with Sam Jones and Daniel the other day. What's the latest with Daniel?
Daniel's injured, but he'll fight again in the new year when he's ready. Okay.
And Derek Chisora, any news with him?
Well, I've told him a few times, we get him on, but he wants to fight for the world title. The problem he's got is that WBC is a bit down that queue at the moment as far as the mandatories.
Finally,
for the mandatories, yeah.
Finally, Frank, big fight in Vegas this Saturday night between Canelo and Crawford. Who are you leaning towards?
I've got to go with the bigger guy. I'll go with him. They're both generational great fighters. Both of them, their last couple of fights, I thought they've not looked as good as they could be, but they'll pull it all out for this one. But I just feel that the bigger guy should win.
Cool. Frank, appreciate the time, and look forward to October 25th, Wardley against Parker, live on DAZN pay-per-view.
A war.
There you go. Appreciate it, Frank.
Yeah, look, I don't know if necessarily I'd call it dodging a bullet. I think I just knocked out the man holding the gun. Look, ultimately, on BoxRec, go have a look. It will just say win. They won't say, Fabio Wardley had a close fight and he quote unquote dodged a bullet. It will just say Fabio Wardley versus Justis Huni and a W next to my name. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Is finding a way. Is finding a way to win. And that thing is innate in me. Is built in me. That's not going to change, no matter Justis Huni, no matter Joseph Parker, no matter Alexander Usyk. That is built into me. It's not going to be anything different, and I understand. I'm very aware of the challenge in front of me is a different one faced than Justis Huni, but ultimately I did ask for this. I asked for this opportunity. I asked for this fight. So I have full faith, full confidence in myself that I'm at this level and able to beat and knock out Joseph Parker. That I have all the skills and all the abilities to do so. I just need to put it together properly on the night and get it done.
Joseph, your opponent here is unbeaten in 20 fights, but we have seen him draw with Fraser Clark. We did see that Justice Hooney fight in which he did lose rounds. Do you feel like the blueprint on how to beat Fabio Wardley is already out there?
You know what? I'm a different fighter to all those fighters that he's fought before. Very different, and I'll show you on the 25th.
Let me ask you this. I've heard you say that you're not going to go into this fight and back off. You said, in fact, if he wants to meet me in the middle, we can. That sounds like a high-risk strategy against someone with a 94% knockout rate. Do you stand by that?
Yeah, I want to have a fight. I've been wanting a fight for a long time now, since February, so I have a fight, and let's get in the ring and let's fight. Let's meet in the middle and let's trade.
That sounds like Christmas come early for you, Fabio, surely.
Yeah, look, centre of the ring, swinging it out is home sweet home to me. It's where you see the best of me. It's where you see the most out of me. It's a place where I think I'm at my best, to be honest. So it's a dangerous place for Parker to put himself. But again, credit to him for taking the fight, and credit to him for wanting to stand there with me and trade it out. Let's just see if that comes to fruition on the night, because you know what you get with me. That much is obvious. So I'll be there, stood in the middle of that ring, ready and waiting.
Joseph, one thing that Fabio has said is that he doesn't need to be perfect for 12 rounds. He just needs to be perfect for one moment, and that's all it takes. But haven't you heard all this before with Deontay Wilder?
Listen, I've been in the ring with a lot of fighters. There's nothing new that I haven't faced. So when it comes down to this fight, obviously we're going to use camp as a way of analysing things that he does good and bad, come up with a game plan with Andy and George, and let's get it on. I'm ready to fight. I've been ready to fight for a long time. Now I have one locked in. I can't wait.
Fabio, I just want to ask you, because you and Michael both kind of smirked amongst yourselves when David Higgins was talking about the run of the 3 wins, the Wilder, the Zhang, the Bacoli. Do you think maybe Joseph Parker is getting too much credit for those wins? Because there is another argument out there that perhaps it wasn't the best Wilder, wasn't the best Zhang, wasn't the best Bacoli. What do you think? Where do you stand on it?
Well, I think we can all agree in this room that wasn't the best Bacoli, but that's not a slight on Joseph Parker at all. To look, all you can do is beat the men in front of you. I think it was the specific wording that I had a slight chuckle with. That David Higgins said. I think it was the best heavyweight run in history was maybe the
one
Wilder.
of the best. Those names would be
semantics.
Justice Hooney, Zhang, Justice Hooney, Wilder, Justice Hooney, Bacoli.
That's not the point in question though. The point was, as you said, it's the best run in history, and that was just an area.
I didn't say the best run in history. I said it would stack up as one of the best runs in history, and it would.
Semantics again, no problem. It's fine, no bother. But like I say, I'm not taking anything away from Parker and those wins, because all you can do is beat the men in front of you, and they are good fighters with good resumes and good records, and they pose threats. But I'm not those men. I'm a very different fighter from all 3 of those guys. I'm not no 30-odd stone Bacoli. I'm not no 15 stone Wilder, who's not a Wilder we've seen the same for a number of years, and nor am I a 40-year-old plus Zhang who's gassed after 4 or 5 rounds. So I'm an entirely different animal. I'm an entirely different beast. So although, again, like I'll say again and again, I'm not going to take anything away from Joseph Parker, because they're great fights, great wins, and there's nothing you can take away from a man that gets in there and beats whoever's put in front of him. But I'm not those men.
Joseph, yesterday when you guys were on TalkSport, the whole concept of the white collar background was brought up, and you said, let's not talk about this white collar stuff. Do you feel like Fabio is kind of relying on that almost like an inbuilt excuse if it doesn't go his way? What do you think?
I think the white collar, it's a great story. He started off as a white collar fighter, and he's progressed in his professional career, and we've seen him improve each and every time he jumps in the ring. So that's the old story of Fabio Wardley. There's a new story now.
And what is that story going to read on October the 25th?
Well, that story is different. On October 25th, that story stops there. It's a Parker win, then I'm going to go home and celebrate and eat some nice junk food.
Fabio, final one to yourself before I close off with Frank. What are the headlines going to say about Fabio Wardley October 25th?
White collar Wardley does it again.
Frank, the appetite is wet, an absolute sizzler coming up October 25th. Why should fans tune in for this one?
Because you heard it from the horses' mouths. It's going to be a shootout. As soon as that bell goes in the first round, they're going to get down on it. They're going to be throwing bombs, and somebody will go. It's going to be a great fight. All or nothing. It's on the line. The winner will get Usyk. That's what they're fighting for. Buy a ticket. Watch it on DAZN, the home of heavyweight boxing. This is going to be something special.
There's not been a fight at the O2 for a long time either. So, not a big one like this. So, fair play to you, Frank. Fair play to your team, Fabio. David Higgins, because they put this together very, very well and very quickly. So, hats off to everybody. And it's going to be a big fight and a sellout. 1,000,000%.
1,000,000% tickets on general sale, of course, tomorrow.